All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of Maximo's most powerful tools, workflow. We're going to break down what it is, how it really works, and why it's such a massive game changer for how you manage your business. So, here's what we've got on tap. We'll start with what is maximum workflow. Then, we'll get into the real power of automation. We'll break down its core components, follow a record's journey from start to finish, and wrap it all up with why this stuff really matters. Let's dive in. Okay, let's be real. You know the feeling, right? It's that sinking feeling when a purchase order is just, sitting in someone's inbox, or a work order is waiting on a signature and nobody knows whose desk it's on. It's this endless, frustrating cycle of just chasing people down, trying to figure out where things are. Well, that chaos, that's exactly the problem Maximo Workflow is built to solve. All right, first section. So what is Maximo Workflow? Simply put, it's about turning all that chaos into control. I love this definition. Think of it like a digital traffic cop for your entire business. Seriously, instead of you manually passing a piece of paper or sending an email and just hoping for the best, Workflow carves out this clear electronic path. So a record, maybe it's a purchase request or a work order, it just flows. It goes exactly where it needs to go when it needs to go there. Nothing gets lost in the shuffle. Okay, so we know it automates things. But so what? Why should you really care about this? Well, this is where it gets really interesting. So, what can you actually do with this thing? Well, for starters, you can streamline your approval process. No more things getting stuck in someone's inbox for weeks. And get this, you can assign tasks not just to a single person, but to a role, like maintenance supervisor, or to a whole group. So if Dave's on vacation, no problem, the work keeps moving. It also lets you build in a safety net. You can set up automatic escalations. So if something sits for too long, it automatically gets bumped up the chain. And you've got total control over how things start. A user can kick it off with a click, or you can have the system just do it automatically when something happens. All right, so how does Maximo actually let you build these automated processes? Well, it all comes down to a few really simple core components. Think of them like Legos for your business. And your workshop for putting these Legos together is the workflow designer. Now, this is the really cool part. It's totally visual. You don't have to be some kind of super coder to use it. You literally just drag and drop shapes onto a canvas to map out your process. It's like drawing a flowchart, but this one actually does the work for you. And these are the little building blocks I was talking about. You've got your basics, right? A start node to kick things off and a stop node to end it. Simple enough. Then you have task nodes. That's when you need a person to do something, like click approve or reject. But the real magic, the brains of the whole operation, is the condition node. This is what lets the system make decisions for you. So, for example, you can tell it, hey, if this purchase order is over $1,000, send it to a manager. If not, just send it straight to purchasing. All automatic. No one has to think about it. Okay, so we've seen the building blocks. Now let's see what it looks like when we put them all together. Let's follow a record on its journey through a real workflow. The whole thing basically happens in 3 stages. It's super simple. First, you create the workflow map itself. Then, a record actually starts its journey on that map. And finally, people complete the tasks that are assigned to them. Creating, starting, completing. That's it. Now, that starting part is really flexible. You've basically got 2 options. You can go manual, where a user physically clicks a route workflow button when they're ready to send something on its way, or, and this is super powerful, you can set it to be totally automatic. The second a new work order gets saved or a record status changes, bam, the workflow kicks off all by itself. This means nothing can ever slip through the cracks. And this brings us to the final stage. And this is where it all clicks into place for your users. Every single task they need to do, every approval, every review, it all shows up right in their inbox on their Start Center. It becomes their one-stop shop, their personal to-do list. No more digging through 100 emails trying to find that one thing they were supposed to sign off on. It's all right there. Okay, so we've gone through all the nuts and bolts, the what and the how. But let's zoom out. What's the big picture here? Why does any of this actually matter? This quote right here, it says it all. This isn't just about installing a new piece of software. You are fundamentally changing how people do their jobs every single day. Remember that mess of emails and phone calls and chasing people down the hall? Workflow gets rid of that. It replaces all that guesswork and manual effort with a process that is clear, that is guided, and where everyone is accountable. So I'll just leave you with this one thought to chew on. As you go about your day, think about it. What's that one tangled, frustrating, manual process in your world that's just begging to be automated?